Closed set, and welcome to our class, the continuation of the topological space. Before we talk about closed set, we first talk about what we call accumulation point. So we divide it as follows. Accumulation point, we say that let S be a topological space and let A be a subset of S. A point, this small s in this, is called an accumulation point, or we call it a limit point or a cluster point of A. If every open set containing this S contains another point of A that is different from X, then we say that S is an accumulation point. That what is something is saying is this. So let's say, okay, I'll give example later to buttress what this thing is saying. So if X is in X, if you have an open set that is containing this, that open set must contain a point of A that is different from this S. Then we say that this S is a limit point or is an accumulation point. And mathematically, what the something is saying is this. So that is the open set minus this X intersection A. If it is not equal to empty, we say that X is an accumulation point or a limit point. That is it. This is an accumulation point of A if there is an open set containing X such that G minus that open set G minus S intersection A must not be empty. In a case whereby it is empty, we say that it is not a limit point. So this is it. Point S is not a limit point of A. A is a subset of S. If every open set G containing S, G intersection A will be empty. So this is definition of a point that is not a limit point of a set. An example on this limit point. Before the example, let's consider this definition is related to a limit point. We say that a derived set, if they say that a derived set, it is set of all the limit points. So if you have more than one limit point here, the set of all of them is called a derived set. And derived set is being written as this. So let us take example now. So we have the example now. Let S be this and let tau be this. The topology on this, and let A be equal to this. So we want to find A prime. A prime means we want to find all the limit points. We want to find all the limit points, and we need to find the derived set. Now, to get it, we need to test if A, B, C, D inside this S is a limit point by definition. So now for A belong to S, for this first, let's check this first one. So for this first one, just take note that every set inside this store, as I've said the other time, that it is open. And the theorem, the definition says that if every open set containing X, so we are not using X here, we are using A. So we need to look for every open set containing A. The open set of that A are this and this. These three, that is the open set containing A. This one contains A, this one contains A, this one contains A. So we now want to show, will it be empty or not? G, the open set, minus X intersection the A. So what's the open set? I'll test this one. This A minus the element we are talking about. This is the element we are talking about. Intersection A. Now we know that A minus A is empty. Empty intersection A, empty set intersection any set will be empty. So far we get an empty set. We say that therefore small a is not a limit point of the set A. So I'll test the B as well. So let's say for B belongs to S, the open set of B will be the set containing B, the open set containing, and it is only this one and this X. So we have written them out. So we now need to test from what we have there. We said this thing is representing my G. So that is BCDE minus the element we are talking about, which is B, intersection A. Now, if you remove B from this one, we know that we are going to get CDE, then intersection A. Don't forget that our A is ABC. So let's look for, and here we have CD. The intersection will just be C. So it is not empty. So therefore we can say that B is a limit point. Now let's check the next one, which is C. So for C belongs to S, the open set in that the open set containing C in this topology are this, and this. So which we have written out. Now we now need to test them. The first one is C. Then we remove the element we are talking about, intersection A. If you remove it, that should be D, intersection A. And we know that this thing is ABC. So there's nothing in common. So this is an empty set. So since it's an empty set, we can now say that therefore C is not a limit point. So we need to look for the next one, which is D. So for D belongs to S, the open set containing D in that top will be this, because every set in that top is open. So these are the open set containing D. So we need to test each of them. So the first one, C comma D minus the element we are talking about, intersection A, which will be C alone, intersection A, and that will be C, because A means ABC. C intersection ABC is just C. It is not empty. So we are not sure whether it is a limit point or it's not a limit point, although it's not an empty, but we need to test the other ones too. But if one can produce an empty out of the three that we have here, then it is not a limit point. So let's test for ACD. So ACD minus D, intersection A. So that will simply be AC, intersection A. And our A is ABC. Definitely the intersection will be AC. This one too is not empty. And finally there, BCDE minus D, intersection A. So if I remove the D from it, I'll have BCE left, intersection A. So this is just BC. This one too is not empty. So therefore we cannot say that it's a limit point. Finally, we look for the third one, the last one. Our E, the open set containing E are this one and this one. So I will need to test this, BCDE minus E, intersection A. And that will give me, if I remove the E, I will have BCD, intersection A. And BCD intersection A will just give me BC. This thing is not an empty set. Therefore, we cannot say that E is a limit point. So we have seen all the limit points. So the limit points that we found there are, this is B is a limit point there, D is a limit point, E is also a limit point. So we cannot conclude that therefore our A prime will be the set of the limit point. Let me write it here. That is B, D, E. So that's our. So we now consider the definition of closed set. So since we have considered the concept of limit point, so we define closed set as follows. This is it. Let S be a topological space and let A be a subset of S. Then set A is said to be closed if it contains all its limit points. And we know that this thing means derived set, which is set of all its limit points. So if it is contained in A, then we say that A is a closed set. And this set will lead us to the following theorem. This definition will lead us to the following theorem. So we have the theorem here. Set A is closed. This set A is a subset of topological spaces. Is closed if and only if its complement is open. So that is the theorem. So let's prove it. So what do we want to show? We want to show that if A is closed, then A complement is open. That is, we need to assume that A is closed. Then if by assumption we will then show that A complement is open. So we'll start by saying let S belongs to the A complement because we want to show that this thing is open. So if S belongs to A complement, so definitely by the theory of set, we can say that S does not belong to A. But A is closed. By definition here, we say that it must contain all its limit points. But here now, S is not in A. Definitely S is not a limit point. So this implies that S is not a limit point of A. So then if S is not a limit point of A, by definition which we have here, if something is not a limit point, then there is this thing will happen. So since this one is not a limit point, then by definition there exists an open set G. That open set G containing X such that G intersection A is empty by definition because S is not a limit point. As soon as it's a limit point, we have said that this will not be an empty set, but now it is empty because it's not a limit point. And whenever this thing happens by set theory, this thing simply means that this G is not a subset of A, because if G is a subset of A, it's not possible that their complement, their intersection will be empty. If it's a subset of A, their complement will never be empty. So if this is not in A, it's not a subset of A, definitely it will be a subset of A complement. And this can be written, we know that S belongs to G. We know that S belongs to G. And G is a subset of A complement. This thing is just the definition of open set. So this shows that A complement is open. So we have shown that if A is closed, then A complement is open. So now we need to show that if A complement is open, then A is closed. So that is, conversely, we need to assume that A complement is open. Then we show that A is closed. So in this case now, let S be let S be limit points of A. So if by contradiction we want to show that S is not in A, if by contradiction we want to show that S is not a limit point of A, so this will imply that S belongs to A complement, but A is open. By definition, since this one occurs, by definition we are going to have that S belongs to G, which is a subset of this open set. And when this thing occurs, that this thing simply means that G intersection A is equal to empty set. And if G intersection A is equal to empty set, so this simply means that X does not belong to this. No, this thing means the set of all the limit points. So here we have shown that if S does not belong to A, S does not belong to this one as well. So it contradicts our assumption. Therefore, we can say that A is closed. So another theorem. So we have the theorem 2. Let S be a topological space, or we can say let S, top be a topological space. Then these are both closed. Union of finite collection of closed sets is closed in this term. Now, let's prove it. We know that this is a topological space. Definitely S must belong to it. Phi must belong to it. So this implies that S and phi are open, because we have known that any set belong to this term must be open. Now we now want to show that phi and S, they are also closed. So we only need to use our theorem 1. So in order to show this, we need to find the complement. If the complement is open, now complement of S is equal to phi. But we said that phi is open. This is open. So this is simply implies that S is closed because the complement is open. Similarly, if you find the complement of phi, the complement of phi will be X. But we have said that here that S is open. So this simply means that phi is closed because its complement S is open. So in other words, we can say that phi and S, they are both open and closed. Now the second one, for the second one, we need to get finite collection of closed set. So let AI, our I is 1 to n, be collection of finite closed sets in S. So what do we want to show? We want to show that the union, this union AI, the finite, is closed. That's what we want to show. Now it is better for us to show that the complement of this, let me represent the whole of this as A. Now it suffices to show that A complement is open because we want to show that this is closed. It is better for us to just show that this complement is open. Now let's find A complement. A complement, that is, we put complement to this. This is union this, and that will be equal to this. That is by De Morgan's law. The union will turn to intersection. That is by De Morgan's law. Now we cannot say that since each of these is closed, definitely by the theorem 1, then each of these A complement will be open, because by that theorem we say that if a set is closed, its complement must be open. So since each of this is closed, definitely each of this is open. So what we are saying there is that the whole of this is open. Then the question now is that the intersection of all of them, is it open? So since we have known that in any open set, even in the topological space, the intersection of the open set there must be open. So we know since the intersection of finite collection of open sets is open, so definitely the whole of this thing is open. So this implies that A complement, this is our A complement, is open. And anytime A complement is open, this implies that A is closed. So that is that about that. We now prove the third one. The third one, we also get arbitrary collection of closed set. We write this: let AI here be arbitrary collection of closed sets in S. So then we want to show that the intersection of everything is closed. So it is better for us to show that the complement is open. Now let us find the complement. So A complement there will be intersection this is complement, and this will give me the union. It will turn to union by De Morgan's law. By De Morgan's law, it will turn to union. So we cannot say that since each AI is closed, then each AI complement is also open. And we know that the union of arbitrary open set is open, because this is the union. Everything here is open. So we know that union of arbitrary open set is open. Therefore, A complement is open. And if A complement is open, then A is closed. And that completes the proof of the theorem. So we have another theorem. Let S be a topological space and let A be a subset of S. A is closed if and only if A contains all its limit points. Remember, this is the definition of closed set, but in that place we did not put if and only if. We only put if. But to ascertain that is a real definition, so we put it in theorem. That is why we put if and only if. So, and the proof. So what do we want to show? The first thing is we assume that A is closed. So this implies that A is a subset of A prime is a subset of, that is, A contains all its limit points. Conversely, we also assume that if A contains all its limit points, then A is closed. So the first thing is that we assume that A is closed. Then we need to show this. Now, for us to show this, we know that in normal set theory, if you have this type of relationship, if S belongs to the first one, S must also belong to the second one. Also, if S does not belong to this, S does not belong to this. So it is better for us to show that if S does not belong to this, then S will not belong to this. So that is the best way to prove it. So that is what we have written there. It suffices to show that if S does not belong to A, then S does not belong to A prime. Don't forget that we have assumed that A is closed. So let us not start with this. Then we need to prove this out. So let S not belong to A. This will simply means that S belong to A complement. Don't forget that A is closed. Definitely A complement is open. So then by definition of limit point, here we need to verify whether S is a limit point or not. So by definition of limit point, we normally say that there exists an open set G. We normally, but now we have produced an open set A complement. So there exists an open set A complement such that A complement minus X, we normally say intersection A. Now here we don't know what it will give us, although by definition it is not empty. But here let us see whether it will be empty or not. Now what we have here now, we can rearrange it. This thing can still be written as A complement intersection A minus X. As you have it, we can rearrange it. We can write it as A complement intersection A minus S. But we know that A complement intersection A is an empty set. They don't have anything in common. Then minus X. So intersection minus empty set minus S is an empty set. So there's no doubt about that. It's an empty set. So what we have now seen is that we have seen that A complement minus X intersection A is empty. And if it is empty like that, that simply means that S is not a limit point of A. And what that means, S does not belong to A this. This is set of limit point. So you have shown that if S does not belong to A, then S does not belong to A prime. So conversely, if A prime belongs to A, then we show that A is closed. The first one we first assume that A is closed, then this happens. The question now is, if this happens, can we show that A is closed? So if we want to show that A is closed, it is better for us to show that A complement is open. Now, we still start by saying let S not belong to A. So if S does not belong to A, then S will belong to A complement, as you have known. Although we cannot assume here because we don't know whether A is closed or not. Definitely we cannot say that A complement is open. We can't say so because we just want to prove that this A complement is open. So then, by definition, there exists an open set G such that G intersection A is empty. Why did we do this? It's because here we assume that this A prime is a subset of A. So if A prime is a subset of A and we are saying that here S does not belong to A, definitely S does not belong to A prime too. If S does not belong to A prime, then by definition G intersection A will be empty. Now if we have this thing, this one simply means that G is not a subset of A. And if G is not a subset of A, it simply means G is a subset of A complement. And don't forget that an open set containing X, that is our definition. So this means S belongs to G, is a subset of A complement. So this is just definition of the open set. This is a definition of open set. So therefore this implies that anything that is here, A complement, is open. And if A complement is open, this implies that A is closed. So that is that completes the proof of the theorem. So in our next class, we'll consider another interesting concept, which is closure of a set. So relating to this closed set. Have a good day.